Well, hello, everyone. Hello, this is Tasha M. Dyer. And
with Jay Joseph.
well, how's everybody doing this evening? Guys, we're gonna give you hello, Craig. How you doing? We're gonna give you guys a chance to get this share going. Go ahead and share this. We're here with your wealth talks, your Wealthy Wednesday wealth talks. That's what we're here for. So,
Nice.
and we are live.
We are live. I feel some type of way. You didn't ask me how I'm doing. Got like what happened with that? I'm doing well. If you care to know.
How you doing this evening, Jay?
Oh man, you're way too kind, man. I appreciate you asking, man. Right? It's all right being an afterthought, but I'm doing amazing. I got another opportunity. I'm feeling amazing. And how are you today, Miss Dyer?
I am doing phenomenally well. I'm doing awesome. Just
Beautiful thing.
excited to be here to have this wealth talk. That's what I'm here for today.
Beautiful thing. And beautiful thing. Let's talk money. Let's make money. Let's create money. We also need to be giving money too. So let's do it.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Mhm,
I like it.
mhm. Good evening, everyone. As you guys come in, we appreciate you guys spending your time with us. I hope all is well. Share, tell a friend. The top can get lonely, so don't build wealth and become wealthy by yourself. Share, tell friends, family, those that you want to get wealthy for you. Come on in. Let's learn something new, or let's increase what we already know to become wealthy, so we can pursue, so you can pursue your purpose and have the money and time freedom that you deserve.
Absolutely. And guys, we already here to have this conversation with you guys. This is what we do weekly on Wednesday. It's about educating and impacting, so at any time you guys shoot us a message, let us know something you want to talk about, something you want to hear about, a little bit more you want to know about, and that's what we're here for. But tonight, what we already have on the agenda are your living benefits.
Living benefits. Hmm. Sounds
Hmm.
catchy.
Something we don't talk about, right?
Yeah, that sounds pretty catchy. A lot of people are unaware of even what they are and what is actually tied to. But you all will know.
All right. I just trying to make sure all this share and everything else is going well while we do
Okay.
it. But we asked you guys before about life insurance policies, right? If you guys had life insurance policies, and in the conversations I've been having, and even been in this industry for a while, a lot of things that typically aren't pushed, especially if you have a term policy or something, is the fact that you can actually have living benefits. So we want to dive in and really just kind of let you guys know what that is. We want you to go back and look at your insurance policies. I'm just going to be straight up with you. We want you to look at your insurance policies. We want you to go back and check and see if you have these things, because we want to talk to you tonight about the benefit of having those things.
For sure. Yeah, that's important. As we always hear, right? People can perish from the lack of knowledge. Our job here is to provide you guys with the knowledge, right? First, give you the information, which is the actual knowledge, and then we need to give you guys an understanding, like how does that actually benefit, impact, help you in your legacy, and then we actually walk you guys through it and show you what to do with it, right? That's where that wisdom coming in place for the experience. So we appreciate you guys tuning in and actually giving us an opportunity to speak wealth into your lives and give you guys the concepts, principles, experience, insight, and connections to be able to become wealthy. And we do this, as I mentioned before, every Wednesday here as a labor of love for you all.
Right, exactly. Now I know this is a touchy subject, right? This is life insurance. Life is a touchy subject. We like to think that we live forever, even though we know none of us will. We like to think that we can put this conversation off because I'm good today,
Hmm.
but we can't. We can't put this conversation off. And even one of the things that you notice is when we talk about the life insurance, we talk about making sure you have those things and making sure your family is taken care of in your absence or as you prepare for retirement. But there are other benefits. You ready to hear more? I'm glad. There are other benefits and things that we want to make sure that we put you in position for, because there are what we call living benefits. All right. And those living benefits really put you in a position to take care of your family, because we don't expect injury. We don't expect illness. We don't expect those things. And so that's really what tonight's topic of conversation is all about.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. All right. Number one, I guess you call these house rules. How we like to operate is the chat is your friend. The chat is your opportunity to put in any financial wealth building, investing questions, retirement questions that you guys have. Our goal is to answer those questions for you. And if we don't know those questions, our goal is to go find resources, the knowledge, and the information to bring back to you all to give you what you actually need. Until then, we're going to talk about different financial topics that have impacted clients, ourselves, that we have worked with to help make sure that you guys are on point with these particular aspects when it comes to financial planning, wealth, and wealth building. So we're talking about this thing called life insurance, right? A lot of people don't like that word. It's like with those words, it's like a stigma too, because a lot of people don't like that B word. You know what that B word is? It's called the budget, right? Some things that we just want to shy away from. But just because we shy away from something doesn't mean that it's gonna be resolved, right? A lot of times we got to tackle things head on, and we got to operate without the spirit of fear, but a power of love and a sound mind. And we're here to give you that information to operate in a sound mind. So when we hear life insurance, put in the chat, type in the chat life if you got life insurance.
I like that.
Type life if you got life insurance. And the key word I want us to focus on is life. I want to know who I'm talking with and how we need to talk. So if you got any kind of life insurance, type life in the chat.
Now we know the chat a little slow sometimes, so we're gonna give them a minute, Jay. We gotta give them a minute because I know,
Right.
I know. There we go. There we go.
All right. Okay. All right. We got one person that got life insurance. Who else have any life insurance? Type the word life if you got life insurance in the chat. All right. I'm also have to go ahead and break it down a little bit more. Type the word life if you want life insurance. All right. All right. There we go. There we go. We got a
There we
couple
go.
life. Man, I need it. I need it. And then that's the thing. Right. So let's identify. Someone mentioned that I need it. Right. So let's talk about that. Bigger picture. What can life insurance solve? Right. Life insurance has to solve something for me. Life insurance is a concept bundled up into a product, and that product provides and it solves a certain particular issue or pain point. So we got to identify what is that pain point. When I look at life insurance, there's normally I like to sum it up in three different ways what life insurance actually does. Right, life insurance helps people protect and grow and also transfer their actual wealth. Now, notice I didn't just say only a death benefit. And most people, when you hear life insurance, you're going to think about, man, I got to die to benefit from this. Or I never benefit from this. And only the people that I have it for, they benefit from it. So the first thing you got to ask yourself is, why do you need life insurance? What problem would it solve for you? A lot of my clients, and clients that Tasha work with and will work with, they use life insurance to solve replacing their income. What do you mean, Jay? I work, whether it be a business or whether it be my actual job. I provide income. That income that I provide, it helps to supplement the life for my loved ones. So if I'm married, it could be a spouse, or if I'm in kids, or it could be my dogs. It can be I'm in that sandwich generation where I'm helping take care of my elderly parents. So my income helps support the people in organizations around me. Some people actually donate, give to charity, or tithe to the actually religious organizations. They help support these institutions and these individuals. Well, when you die, you have no income being produced. So your kids, they're no longer going to have your income. Your dogs, no longer going to have your income. Your spouse, and what if you guys go 50-50 on the bills? So now it's going to be 50-0, right? So now these individuals, right? What if you guys work so hard to buy your first home? Because 66% of the wealth of middle class Americans, majority of us, our wealth is tied up into our homes. So what if we work so hard to finally get that old American dream, and we actually acquire a house, and then now I pass, and my spouse can no longer afford the house, and now my kids have to move to go find another
Mhm.
home, right? All because my income is no longer there. So a lot of clients use life insurance to supplement their income once they're gone. Right? Some individuals actually use life insurances to actually pay off debts. Right? I don't want my loved ones to inherit my debt, so they use life insurance to pay off their debt. Right? Um, let's get technical. Right? Some people use life insurance to transfer their assets because life insurance pays out tax free. Life insurance set up under the right structures can avoid this thing called estate taxes.
Did
Right?
y'all know that? Did they? I wonder, do they know that?
Hold on. How would they know? How would they know? Because we're going to tell you. All right.
Ah.
There's something called like there's something called sunsetting. Right. So we all seeking to be wealthy. We want to have more than what we have now. We want to leave the next generations and generations more than what we actually started off with. Well, the more assets that you accumulate, when you transfer those assets to your loved ones, there's something called an estate tax. That estate tax can get as high as 55%. So imagine you got $10 million you've accumulated and $5.5 million goes to taxes. Mm, mm, mm.
Mm,
But what if,
mm.
what if you had life insurance structured in the right type of trust? You can leave that money behind and it avoids estate taxes. Mm, mm, mm. Right? A lot of us are seeking to be first generation millionaires. And what if we never save up enough money to have $1 million? What if we don't know how to invest to create $1 million before our time is before we're called? But one way I can guarantee the next generation becomes a millionaire is investing in life insurance. Right? I want to be careful with my words.
Mhm.
Investing, right? Transferring that risk to a life insurance company. So if I make this premium payment every month, and if I were to pass in this time frame, my next generation automatically becomes that millionaire. Right? This is the power of
Ah.
life insurance. And that's the thing though, and that's another thing, Kara. To go a little bit deeper about the estate taxes, there's something called the sunsetting, right? And this is where the estate exemption amount is about to be cut in half. So now, the more money you actually build and you make and you leave behind to the next generation, that can affect them, right? And then it's like maybe I'm working a job that I love, I have a passion for. They don't pay me what I really want them to pay me, but I have enough to pay a premium on this life insurance policy. That guarantees wealth, my kids'
Mm.
wealth. You also got to tell them how and what to do with it. This is why the importance of what we talked about a few weeks ago, which are trust, because trust actually allow you to set up the rules how you want the kids to actually receive, spend, and manage that money, right?
Exactly.
For sure, for sure. So, but yeah, like there's many benefits like from the death benefit side of life insurance. But these are some of the reasons and things that it can solve. I want my kids to go to college, right? And if I'm not there to help pay for it, then what happens? Life insurance can take care of that, right? So I can help my family be debt free, live without my income, pay for nursing and group home cares for my for my elderly, for my loved ones, give them an emergency fund, give them money to start a business, money to buy their first homes. This is what life insurance can be, and I only have to pay a fraction of the cost. So in my scenario, I'll give you a personal example. I pay $112 for one of the policies that I have, and it's 1.5 million. Therefore, that beneficiary is going to get 1.5 million, and it costs me $112 a month. For that.
Mhm.
I just transferred that risk to that insurance company. So therefore, I don't have to leave you my house, my car, or anything else because I know that this is going to pay and this is going to take care of you.
Exactly.
Right. So now let's talk about some, and that's normally with the term policy, right? Because Tasha mentioned term policy. What other type of policy insurances are there, Tasha?
What? Yeah, your whole life.
Okay, okay. All right. So we got whole life. And whole life is similar to also universal life. And what I mean by similar, they're in the same category of what we call
Mhm.
permanent life,
Permanent,
right?
permanent life insurance. Permanent,
Absolutely.
permanent, permanent.
And permanent literally means that I have this life insurance forever. Now, when it comes to life insurance, instead of it just being a cost, a permanent life insurance now becomes an asset,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let's take a step back and identify what is an asset, everybody. Think about it.
Put it in the chat. Yeah, I want you guys to communicate with us tonight. You know, we see you guys are on here, and I see the comments. You need life insurance. You have some. You weren't aware, but communicate. What's an asset? What do you think an asset is?
Yeah. And as you guys thinking about that, because we want to maximize everybody's time, I would love to hear what you guys think about it. So the chat is there, it's open. But with that, an asset is something that I put my time, my money, my credit, my capital, my resources in, and then it appreciates and or it pays me income, i.e., it gives me a return. It gives me back more than what I put into it. That's an
Right.
asset, right? Now, most people have our life insurance policies, right? They don't understand that they are assets. A permanent life insurance policy is an asset, right? And why is that? Because now part of the money, which let me say this, majority of the money that you're putting away into this life insurance via a premium should do what? Go into this thing called cash value. When we talk
Mm-hmm.
about cash value is what? It's a bank account on steroids. It's a savings account on steroids. It gives you a higher interest than a regular savings account. It's protected from creditors. They can't sue against that. You can actually leverage that money, use it to buy another asset, and still earn interest on that cash value. Now I can build up my cash value to pay for my child's college. Now I can use my cash value to borrow to go ahead and buy this vending machine business and still earn interest on it. Now, God
Definitely.
forbid, if I have a car accident and then now they try to come after my personal assets, you can't touch my life insurance cash value policy,
Can't touch this.
right?
Can't touch this.
Right.
You're gonna have a flashback on here.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You got a wealth building. Um,
Stay
so, but
focused. Stay focused.
hey, facts, right? But the cash value, it earns interest and it does what? What Albert Einstein says, the eighth one of the world is compound,
Compound.
right? So it can compound. So now it's an asset class. Yeah, people say, hey, permanent insurance is more expensive than term insurance, but necessarily it's not because the extra cost you're paying is going to your cash value, which is that savings account that you put money away that you can eventually access. So,
Exactly.
so yet again, remember what I said at the beginning. We use insurance to solve problems, to help with our pain points. So whatever your situation is and what you're trying to accomplish, some insurance policies are not even for the death benefit. They're simply to build the cash value and create their own bank. And then we show you creative ways how you use your bank to use your money more than one time, to get your money to earn interest, or you pay yourself interest while you actually use that money. This is
And
what
oh, I wasn't as and I'm gonna tell you guys, like the living benefits, you know, the reason why I dedicate my time, right? The reason why I dedicate my time is because I want people to know things that I should have known back before or things that I never knew. And for me, this topic, living benefits, is something that had I been educated, it's one thing to not know, it's something else to not take action. That's two different things. Not knowing, you don't know because you don't know what you don't know. You don't have access to what you don't have access to. And now it's one thing to have the information and not take action. And I say that because, you know, we say, like me and my sister, we say my mother would have been forever 48. You know, she's forever 48. Today would have been her birthday, right? But she transitioned over 20 years ago, about 20 and a half years ago.
wow.
Next June would make 21 years. However, you know, she was a single parent, and something that we talking about tonight, these living benefits. You know, we didn't know she was gonna get a terminal illness. We
Mm,
didn't know she was gonna get sick and not be able to work again, trying to raise three children. We didn't know those things, but had she had access to things. And I found out too late when I was trying to get insurance, because most of us think about life insurance as a death benefit, right?
Only.
Most of us think about life insurance only as a death benefit. And so I was fortunate enough to where I could start putting a little bit of money in a savings account, right? Thank you for that. But a little bit of money in a savings account, right? And in that savings account, not knowing she was going to transition within a year of me doing that, but at least I was able to put money up. So I was able to start my own death benefit in a sense. But at the same time, it wasn't enough. At the same time, I couldn't leverage the insurance companies. But had we had life benefits, it would have taken away the stresses of evictions, the stresses of poverty, the stresses of not having food to eat, the stresses of all of those things.
Absolutely.
So for me to align myself with a company, or companies that offer products and services that can make your life easier, and they're even attached to some term policies, which are the shorter ones. So
Mhm.
that's why we're talking about this tonight. Well, for me, that's why this was on my heart, to have this conversation, because of what today is for me. And it always brings back so many memories of what we could have done. What if we would have known? What if, but we can't live in the past. The hindsight is 2020. The
Absolutely.
hindsight is always 2020. It's moving forward. It's living forward. So I'm just challenging everybody, when you get the information, to actually take action.
Absolutely, absolutely right. And that one, thank you for sharing that, Tasha. I know how sensitive these topics can be, and thank you for being open and transparent with us. And sharing your experiences can help others before they have to go through those things. So one of the key things too, the third thing that life insurance policies actually bring to us that many agents, many people are unaware of, are these things called a living benefit, right?
Mhm.
So now keep in mind, life insurance, not death insurance. So when we say life insurance, there are living benefits, which simply means there's the life insurance is a contract. With this contract, there are benefits that allows you to access that death benefit before you actually die. Like, how amazing is that? Where now it's not just a death benefit. I can access and use this for my life. So let's take a step back. When I told you guys I pay about $112 a month for that $1.5 million, and that particular policy is a term policy. Now, with that particular policy, one of the reasons I got it to make sure that, hey, the legacy that I'm building, right, for these individuals, it will last. Not including my stock portfolio, real estate, business, none of that, just the life insurance itself. But you know, another reason why I got that? Because when we start looking at the numbers, there's things that happen to us in life that we can't predict or project when and how they're going to happen. Did you guys know 1 in 6 people have heart disease? 1 in 7 people have cancer. Hmm? And these people die because of this. 1 in 29 people has chronic lower respiratory disease and they die. This is what happens, right? Those are some decent percentages when you're talking about billions of people. So our motto is to plan for the worst and hope for the best. So when we talk about these things called a living benefit, one thing that Tasha mentioned was a terminal illness. What is that saying? This is when people go into a place called hospice. This is where people are told, hey, you have 12 to 24 months to live and you're going to die, right? So now what happens? I may have to sell my house in a bad time in the market. I might have to sell my stocks at a bad time in the market. I may have to take out money from my retirement account in 1 year or in 2 years, and all that money is added to my income and taxed at my tax bracket. And I have to deplete what I was going to leave behind for the next generation because I need it now because of my health issues right now. But guess what? My term policy that I have, though that 1.5 million, I can literally access about $1.2 million from my term insurance policy death benefit. God forbid, if I were to have a terminal illness with me having that policy in place.
Now
What
imagine the
else?
stress that takes off your family, the stress it takes off you.
Facts.
Because who
Facts.
wants to know you're transitioning and knowing that you are now creating a, and I won't, you're creating an additional stress in your life or your family's life during that time.
Absolutely right. Right. Imagine that sandwich generation. My mother just got a terminal illness, right? She's 80, she's 60, 70 years old. And then I got two teenagers. And then now I got to take what I'm giving to them, saving for their future, their education, saving for my retirement, right? And saving for the things I can do with them right now to take care of my mother, right? Someone has to pay for that, literally. You can transfer that risk to an insurance company. So you always want to make sure that you have living benefits on your policy. But terminal illness is one of the things that living benefits can pay for, right? I go to an example when I have a buddy of mine. We played basketball together, right? That means we're real athletic, we're running, we're active, we're independent. And this individual was in a car accident, and there's a lot of car accidents that happen in this world, right? And when you look at when people have car accidents, and they may or may not die, and if they don't die, there's a potential that they may lose a limb, become disabled, right? But my buddy, he's disabled. He cannot no longer walk anymore. He drives around in a van that, the side door opens, comes down, he rolls over up on the ramp. He had to get his house ADA accessible. These things cost money. These
Money.
things also impacted how and what job he can work and the amount of income he can bring in because of his now disability. Well, guess what? There's something called a critical injury rider on certain insurance companies' policies. And that living benefit would have paid him out and allow him to access up to $1 million of his death benefit while he's still alive. That would have
Mm-hmm.
paid for his man. That would have paid for his home to be ADA accessible. Instead of, man, I saved up this money in my retirement account for my future that I got to take from right now because of my current disability. He didn't know he was
Because
going to have a critical injury. And then I think about myself. I love to travel. I love to do adventurous things. So now, God forbid, if I get into, if I'm parasailing, if I'm jet skiing, and something like that happens, and I lose a limb, I go blind in the eye, both eyes, right? Something like that happens. Now what? I get to access, hey, insurance company, man, terrible things happened to me. I lost both of my legs. Send me $1.2 million, right? Versus me
today,
putting that. No, 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 no. Yesterday,
I know
right?
it's not today.
I want it now,
I want
right?
my money now.
Um, but this is why we said like life insurance is more than just a death benefit, right? This is what it can be actually used for. But not only
Mm-hmm.
that, people have transplants, and when you have these major transplants, right? Those are chronic illnesses, or major illnesses. Guess what you can do? You can call in your insurance company, and a lot of these things they actually cover. Which therefore, that death benefit that I have, I can access money from that. And a lot of times, the money you access may be tax free. You don't even have to pay taxes on that, right? So now living benefits solves problems for us right now. But what does that really actually, if we take a deeper look at that, what does that allow us to do? That allows us to preserve our business so we don't have to wipe out and draw every dime for our business. We don't have to pull out all the equity and take loans on our house just to get by, right? And now it helps me preserve. Hey, I bought this stock for the next 10 years, but I just became disabled in 2 years. So now I got to take this money out of these stocks. So it helps me protect and preserve my wealth as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I were to die within this, having this illness, there's going to be some of my death benefit that's left over that pays to my loved ones. Because a good man and a good woman leaves an inheritance to their children's children. So Tasha mentioned, make sure that your insurance policies have these things called living benefits or these living riders.
Well, look
Um,
at it.
yeah,
Go
that's
look
it.
at it. And what I found having conversations with people, I found that you guys take a blind faith to what we tell you. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here to educate you, because most of you guys on here, we didn't write your policies. We didn't do it. We've worked with some of you guys, we've had these conversations, but we didn't write them. We don't know where you got them from. And what I find a lot of times with talking to people is they don't really understand what they have, or they don't really understand the impact, or they don't understand, just like, and we'll have this conversation on another call, but some term policies are convertible. They're convertible after a while. And so we'll talk about that. I don't want to like mix the conversations, but you know my policy, my first term policy that I had outside of the military, like a private policy, it wasn't convertible. It was just, this is it, and it's going to end on this day, and that's that. And if I wanted another one, then I would have had to buy another one. But now I'm at an older age. We got different things going on in life, and so
Yeah.
you want to make sure that you're having those things. So it's all about the education for us. We want to educate you to make
Facts.
the most informed decisions. We want to educate you to make the right decisions. You know, we want to educate you so you understand what you need for your family, because what I need for my family might not is, well, I'm gonna tell you, it's not what Jay need for his family. We got different situations. I have grown children, you know and so it's different. We have different situations, and so what is it that you need for your family? But also, go get your policy. I think where I was initially going is that most people don't go read them. They don't look at them. They get it and they sit it somewhere, and they don't know what they have. You don't know what you have access to, or your family doesn't even know where it is. They don't. And
Facts.
so that's not good. So we want to educate you, we want to empower you, and make sure that you're taking those necessary steps, and you also understand what you have, because it's not too late. You can get another one, you can change it, you can do a different policy. It's so many different things that you can do, and we want to make sure, in the actual policy, everything has to be in that policy. The packet that you get, from that agent, from the company, whoever gave it to you, delivered it to you. Sometimes the agent will put it in your hand, sometimes the company mails it to you. Wherever you got it from, it has to be in that packet. There's no promises outside of that packet.
Mm.
There's nothing outside of that packet. It has to be in that packet. That
Ab-
if
ab-
it's not written, if you can't read it, you don't have it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And keep in mind what we said. It's a contract. Contract law is the strongest law in the U.S. Right? That contract, everything should be in that contract. So these are a few things I want you guys to write down and remember. Every time you're writing a policy, or if you have a policy, you want to look for living benefits, aka accelerated benefit riders. There are some insurance companies that will actually automatically include them in your policy. And then there's some insurance companies where you have to add them on additionally and actually pay for them,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now you understand now, when you also do write insurance, or when you get insurance, it's not just for a death benefit. If an insurance agent doesn't know you and your financial situation and your goals, they should be writing a policy for you, because that one policy may solve one thing and interfere with something else, right?
You
It's
said
the
something
bigger
key.
picture, right? So you got to make sure that someone actually knows you and what you're looking to accomplish. And now you're learning what insurance can do, and it's more than a death benefit. So no, you need to know, hey, can I leverage my insurance policy to buy other assets, to be my own bank, right? Will I have enough death benefit to leave behind to my loved ones and to the organizations that I trust and believe in, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I were to get into this short-term policy, i.e. a term, can I convert? Look and see if your policy is convertible. Because if it's convertible, that means you can turn it from an expense with a cost
Mm-hmm.
to an asset to a permanent life insurance policy, right? And there's different ways and different times that you can actually do that. And you can make sure that it fits the actual budget that you're operating in. And then if you do have accelerated living benefits, which ones do you have? Because most companies have only a terminal illness rider. And that terminal illness rider is only for people that are going to pass within the next 12 months, right? We have companies that give you accelerated, give you terminal illness riders if you have 24 months to live. And it's
Mm-hmm.
ACB, accelerated benefit riders, ABR, I'm sorry, accelerated benefit riders,
Right.
AKA living benefits. So never own an insurance policy just for the death benefit.
And
Never
he
do.
said something key. He said something key that I want you to hear again. Jay just said something very key. If the agent you sat with does not understand your goals, did not sit down to find out your goals,
Yeah,
then that policy was not written with you in mind.
facts, facts.
You
But it's
know,
for
you
you.
want to because you want your policy the same way. Think about it. When you go to take a job or you go to do anything, you want to know the salary. You want to know what the benefits are, right? If I take a job, one of the first things that I'm asking, even in the military, what are the benefits? What are the benefits? How does this benefit me and my family? Like, you weigh the pros and the cons, the hours, the track, whatever it is. How does the money, the insurance, how does this benefit me and my family? So when you're planning, even it's a touchy subject. So a lot of times we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to deal with it. And if that's the case, that's you still have to have some idea of what you need and why you need it. And so my responsibility, Jay's responsibility, is to have a conversation with you to find out what's important to you specifically before we write a policy on you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because it's not about a product; it's about strategy and solving your problems. You tell us what your problems are. We get to know you, and then we create the solutions for you. Most people only want to give you sell you a product, right? We're going to identify why this makes sense for you and how this is going to help protect you and your family and solve those things that you have. So don't be afraid or disappointed. If you already got a policy, that's fine. You can send that policy to us. We'll look over that policy for you and we'll give you some feedback, right?
Exactly.
We'll give you the tough questions to ask, and we'll ask you some questions to help to make sure that you have the right type of policy, because you may just have the right policy, which is great. But then guess what though? What if your situation has changed? I've had more kids. I've transitioned from jobs. I've had this health issue come up, Jay. Life changes. And when life changes, your strategy can change as well. And it's important. If you're not meeting with your agent, advisor, at least yearly, there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
They need to
Did
be
y'all
in.
hear that? Did y'all hear that?
Oh,
We need to talk. Not just when it's time for your policy to renew. We
right.
need to talk. You don't need to wait 20 years to hear from me.
Facts.
So
Facts. Right.
it's no, not that they don't pay full benefits after 2 years. We need to look at that. But like for one clause that's very common that you often hear the 2 years is suicide. And so
Yep.
the suicide thing is to make sure, like when you see something like that, it's to make sure that I don't get a policy for my family then go commit suicide.
Yeah.
It's to protect the insurance company as well. So because people that are suicidal, they'll want to protect their family even though they've given up on life, or
Yeah.
they feel like there's no way out. And this is a touchy subject. I know people who have committed suicide, especially being military. So it's a very touchy subject. So I don't want to sound insensitive or anything, but at the same time, this is a contract and the insurance company is a business. And
Yep.
so they have to protect their assets as well. And so,
Absolutely.
yes, they're here to provide information, to give. But if you buy a policy, then 30 days later, like Jay just mentioned, he got a $1.5 million policy. Imagine how, if they didn't put parameters in place to protect them as a company, imagine how they will go out of business so fast. Then when something happens with your family, someone who really needs it, who's been paying their policy, who's been keeping up with their premiums, now you need it, the money's not there because of those types of situations, right?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so those things are just things to protect everybody, not just the insurance. It's to really to protect you too,
Hmm.
because that we don't want to do that. And so
Absolutely.
if you got a policy that is saying, you know what, because policies should be effective the day that they're approved, like the day the underwriting is complete, the day that when you make that payment, right? You make that payment, and that's it. That's it. It's outside of certain parameters, and suicide is a big one. And I've heard that before. So, I wanted to elaborate a little bit and make sure we expound on that because I have heard that before.
Yeah.
You're not,
And I want to even add, even in addition to that, that's absolutely correct. That's very enlightening. A lot of people didn't even know that. And in
Mhm.
certain scenarios too, Lilia, where there may be a 2-year window until the insurance company pays out, maybe what we call a final expense policy, right? Where this person has all these medical conditions, or they may have cancer, or they may have something that can kill them in the short term, that they can die from in the short term. Insurance company will say, hey, we'll give you insurance, but if you die within these 2 years, we might not pay you all the benefits. We may just refund you the premium. But those are special type policies for people with certain medical conditions, right? And this is why you have to have competent agents that know these things, right? It's not just, hey, you need death benefit 500,000. All right, here you go. Have a great day and talk to you. Never, right? It's like, okay, what matters most to you? What is it that you need? What's important to you? Where are you financially, right? Because what if I got, we never want to put some, we are prudent. We're fiduciaries. We never want someone in a position where I got to pay for insurance or I got to decide to buy groceries. That's
not good.
That's not good. First of which, we have ways where we show people how to create and make more money, right? So yet again, we are holistic when it comes to wealth building. If you have policies, we're willing to look over your policies for free for you guys, to really give you some feedback and give you the right questions to ask. And we'll ask you the right questions about your policies and give you some insight to make sure what you have, to make sure it complements where you currently are, because your situation could have changed when you first got the policy, right?
So
There's
send it to us.
Yeah. You can send it to us. We'll look over those for free for you. And for those that mention, hey, I need insurance, I don't have insurance, all right, then this is where you can actually book a free consultation and talk with us one-on-one. Hey, this is my situation. This is where I'm at. This is what I'm going through. This is what I need. And then we can start from scratch and build something strategic for you and help you create a strategy, a plan. Then we implement the product in order to solve what your financial goals and objectives are. Right.
I would even recommend that everybody that's listening, whether you have it or not, just based on some of the questions, that you book a consultation anyway. And that way we can, because if you're good, we're gonna tell you good. That we're here, once a week, all the time, just to give you information to empower you. So if you're good, trust and believe, we're gonna say, no, somebody took care of you. You were taken care of. You're really set. But then it might be some other things that you just don't know about. It might be some things that you just don't know that you need, or it might be something, you might be underinsured, you might be overinsured. You know what I mean? Like, it's so many different things out there, and just book a consultation and let us know so we can walk through this process with you.
For sure, right? And this is like, and the beautiful thing about those, this here, right? The most valuable thing that we have, that we all have, is our time. That's what we can't get back. And what I want you guys to identify is that we're willing to give you our time, our knowledge, and our insight, right, to help you guys become and get in a better financial situation, right? I want you guys to maximize that. Though these free consultations doesn't cost you anything, it gives you an opportunity for us to look at the bigger picture, right? When we look at the bigger picture, we want to know, like, what are the goals? When are you trying to retire, right? What is your biggest financial concern? What keeps you up at night, right? What is that one financial thing that if you had settled or you had a plan for, it will make life easier and better for you, right? We're asking those good and tough questions to help you identify, hey, this is where you are and this is what you can do to get to where you are, right? And that's no cost that we associate with you guys. So we do offer those free consultations. And then if life insurance is something that you need, then great. If not, that's great as well. But you will walk away feeling better, help identify what your goals are, and we'll help you prioritize those goals so you can make sure that you're in alignment with what matters most to you, not what we want for you. We can want something for you. You have to tell us what you want, and we can help you identify those things. So we're here to serve from that capacity. Life insurance is one thing, foundational, what you need to build, protect, and transfer wealth. That's the start. And we'd love to be with you guys on that journey from the start all the way to the finish.
Absolutely.
All right. So now the question is, how can they get in contact with us, right? Where can they send insurance policies? Where can they actually book consultation with us? Tasha, help the people.
I am going to drop a link in the chat, and we're going to go from there if I can get it pulled up.
All righty. All right. And then, so Tasha's about to drop information for contacting in the chat. If there's any other questions, please let us know. Drop them in the chat so we can address those before we go.
Drop a link in the see what happened? I'm on my phone trying to do it. No. Did I put the? Yeah, I think. Did I?
I think you put your Tinder. Oh no,
No, that is not what that is.
hey, I didn't make sure.
I'm gonna drop it's a link, but I'm gonna drop another link in there. So you know what, Jay, help me out.
Look,
Trying to do
Uh,
this from my phone. I'm over here struggling.
no problem at all. Go ahead and take your time, man. Go ahead and take your time. Because I know somebody got a question that they want to ask. Don't be shy. Go ahead and drop that question, man. Nothing you can say that can stump us because if we don't know, we're connected to people that do know. Our job is to get you the guys that information, right? Wealth does not have to be a taboo that we don't talk about. Money doesn't have to be that taboo, right? Us having to struggle and always work hard for everything doesn't have to be that taboo. Working to 70, right now, 72 and a half is part of the new retirement age. We don't have to work that long if we know how to properly manage and invest and grow our money. That doesn't have to be the case. And this is why we're committed to give you guys this information. Like the information you guys are getting, you can take and better your financial situation. You can ask the right questions, right? You may have a financial advisor already. You can ask them these tough questions, right? You can compare and see, hey, based on what you're telling me in the relationship I have with you, if you want to stay or not. But Tasha just dropped the chat inside of the meeting, inside the chat. Click that
Mm-hmm.
link. It is free to click it. It's free to input information. It's free to meet with us. And we're going to bring you the knowledge and information to help you guys improve and or start your wealth building journey.
Mm-hmm. So it's the Gmail in there. You can send the information to. You have the calendar to book an appointment. Um, let's make it happen, guys. We're here to serve you. We are here to serve you. Period.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
You say it's effective.
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 So
Effective.
someone speaking from experience.
All right. Well, living benefits, your life insurance should solve a solution for you and your family, right? We are advisors, wealth advisors. We're here to serve. We
Yes.
want to see all of you all. That's what we're here for,
Yeah.
to connect and just love on you guys, all right? And we're going to give you our time. We're going to give you our time. That's what we're here for. All
Facts.
right?
Facts.
And let us know, like, you guys want topics, you get, because there is something you want to know. If you don't want to put it in here, put it in the community. Some of you guys have our phone numbers. Put it on here after. Send us a private message. Find us on Facebook. Wherever you want to find, you got a topic, you have something you want to talk about. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna
Yeah.
be here. We're gonna talk about it. That's what we're here
Yes.
for.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna guide you, because I mean, even the conversation, it's funny because it was a conversation we just talked about trust 2 weeks ago, and today I had a conversation with someone who did not know that you can the system, the solution that we utilize for trust, they weren't using that. And so now I gotta follow back up with them and kind of share some information, because every time their life changes, they have to pay an attorney again to get that information. And what we were discussing was unheard of. So that's why we're here, right? That's why we're here, because it's resources out there that's going to help you and assist you. And that's why we're here. All right.
Facts. Facts. Our pleasure, Carol.
So we appreciate you for being here. We do. I always want to, and bring somebody, right? Bring somebody. We're going to be here next Wednesday. We'll be here. We're gonna be here through November. Just, I'm telling you, we're not gonna be here the day before Thanksgiving because we gotta cook too. But we're gonna be. Well, I don't know. Jay might not be cooking, but if
Log
shots
out.
fired, I
Log it
got
out.
you. But no, seriously, bring someone this information, share this information. The same way we're giving our time, you don't have to talk. Hey, we got some great information, some great sessions, some great things, that we've been learning. And these are things we didn't know. All you got to do is listen or send them the recording, right? We're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube. Send them the information. Hey, you need to check this out, right? I didn't know this. I know you didn't know it, or what have you, right? So send it to them. Share this information, right? And that's, hey, sharing is caring. So Anyway, I love you guys.
Oh,
So
everybody
I
have a
know Jay
wonderful.
loves you too. Look at him.
Stop it. Don't make me all mush in front of all these people, man. You gotta be the gangster wealth guy. But no,
Yes,
man.
indeed.
Hey,
So
that's our command is to love everyone, man. So we love you all, and we want to see you guys win at the top, right? And imagine when you become wealthy, right? When you get it, it's flowing, it's clicking for you, and then now your life, your schedule is different, and then now that's when people say the top gets lonely, right? Build with
mhm.
people, right? To a greater reward for their labor. You don't have to be wealthy by yourself, right? You don't. You need
Mm-mm.
a group of community and people with you that believe these same things and topics. Because a lot of things I can't talk to you about, man. I just lost 50 grand in the market last year. Some people are like, what? I don't even make that in a year.
Like, whoa.
You gotta have a group, an environment that you can actually build and connect with because your network determines your net worth, right? So that's
Mhm.
important. And the Wealth Lounge is important for that. And this is what we really want to you guys to bring and bring other people because maybe that solution, that strategy you already have taken care of. But what about the person that I go to the gym with and I work out with? What about my coworker that I really love what she has going on and I really love this person? What about my
Mhm.
best friend? Right? What about the people I cycle with or I play ball with? Right? These people, they need these financial solutions too. And we can help and serve, and it's our job to help them serve, right? They can jump on these free calls online with us or the free one-on-one connects with us as well. And hey,
Absolutely.
some of them might want you to be their beneficiary. You never know. But I appreciate you all, guys. I thank you for your time. Until next week, let's invest.
Love you. Bye.